interviews, just the way you like it. Exclusive on High Impact Radio, 102.1 FM, Lagos Sports Hub. For all the updates and analysis.
Ready for the ultimate football experience? The Discovery Cup 2025 is coming to Lagos, Nigeria from the 11th to 17th of May 2025. 400 talented young players, 20 teams, and 4 top European club scouts will converge at the Inspire Sports Academy ground for 7 days of action-packed excitement. Witness the future stars of football shine on the grand stage, with every moment captured by cutting-edge AI technology. By our official tech partners, Eyeball. Join us live in Lagos or watch from around the world as the action unfolds. Powered by Zivo Sports Management in collaboration with Inspire Sports Academy. Sponsored by Mobile, Ave Nigeria, Xavier Stays, LXG Entertainment, Gas Guys, iImpact Studios, and CTA Sports. Don't miss the celebration of talent, passion, and future of football.
It's a beautiful Thursday morning in the city of Lagos. Welcome to our Impact 102.21. It's spot in a Jiffy, and of course, this is not the voice of Ayodeji Ajiboye, but the voice of Adeni Obafemi Falana. And we are getting set for the first semi-final at the ongoing AFCON Under-20, of course, tournament over there in Morocco, in Egypt, I beg your pardon. And of course, the Flying Eagles of Nigeria will be taking on South Africa this evening. And of course, after what happened in the quarterfinal, talking about Ebenezer Akot, the 15-year-old goalkeeper, making sure that Nigeria makes it to the World Cup in Chile, happening later this year, by keeping or by saving 2 penalty kicks in that quarterfinal game against Ghana, against Senegal, I beg your pardon, and that makes us know we are going to be playing against South Africa later today. All of that we have for you today. If you are a lover of Celtic, talking about Boston Celtic in the United States of America, talking about the world of NBA, we also have news regarding that, talking about their conference game that happened in the early hours of today. Also, Taiwo Awoni is back, of course, talking about back from coma, an induced coma that they are placed in wonder, talking about this football club Nottingham Forest in England. All of this news we have for you today, but we'll go on a very, very, very quick break. When we come back, we'll delve into all the stories. Don't go anywhere.
Ready for the ultimate football experience? The Discovery Cup 2025 is coming to Lagos, Nigeria from the 11th to 17th of May 2025. 400 talented young players, 20 teams, and 4 top European club scouts will converge at the Inspire Sports Academy ground for 7 days of action-packed excitement. Witness the future stars of football shine on the grand stage, with every moment captured by cutting-edge AI technology. By our official tech partners, Eyeball. Join us live in Lagos or watch from around the world as the action unfolds. Powered by Zivo Sports Management in collaboration with Inspire Sports Academy. Sponsored by Mobile, Ave Nigeria, Xavier Stays, LXG Entertainment, Gas Guys, iImpact Studios, and CTA Sports. Don't miss the celebration of talent, passion, and future of football.
Welcome back to the show. Of course, this is High Impact 102.1 FM. My name is Adeni Obafemi Falana, and this is Sport in a Jiffy. So let's get into all the news that we have for you this morning. Charity, they say, begins from home, and we will be starting with local football, even though the tournament is being played in Egypt at this particular moment. Talking about the Nigerian Flying Eagles, who will look to continue their impressive record at the Under-20 African Cup of Nations when they face South Africa's Majita in a keenly anticipated clash on Thursday, which is today. The meeting between the two sides marks the fourth encounter in the history of the competition. While honors have been fairly even in previous meetings, Nigeria will enter the tie as favourite, backed by a richer pedigree and superior tournament history. And of course, the 7-time champions have reached the semi-finals for the 9th time in a row in editions they have qualified for, and today's tie will be their record extending 17th appearance at this stage of the competition. They are aiming to reach their 10th final, having last appeared in one in 2015 when they beat Ghana en route to the title. The Flying Eagles opened their 2025 campaign with a narrow 1-0 win over Tunisia before back-to-back draws against Morocco and Kenya. And of course, they were stretched by Senegal in the quarterfinal but triumphed 3-1 on penalties after a goalless draw. Of course, their second penalty shootout victory in the tournament history. The only goal they have conceded so far came in their 2-2 draw with Kenya. Despite scoring just 3 goals in 4 matches, the lowest tally among the semi-finalists, Nigeria boasts one of the tournament's best defense. They have kept 3 clean sheets, tied with host Egypt, despite playing 1 game fewer. Goalkeeper Ebenezer Akot has been key to that solidity, making the tournament high 5 saves in the quarterfinal and keeping a 3rd clean sheet to match the tournament best. So the Flying Eagles today will take on South Africa in the semi-final. Both South Africa and Flying Eagles of Nigeria, they have both made it to the World Cup. Talking about the Under-20 World Cup in Chile. I'm talking about the semi-final game. South Africa versus Nigeria will happen at the Suez Canal Stadium 6 p.m. local time over there in Egypt, and of course Morocco will take on the host nation Egypt by 9 p.m. also at the 30th June stadium. That is where both games will be going down. So it's a case of Nigeria versus South Africa, and of course a North African derby between Morocco and Egypt. Moving away from that, but still sticking with news regarding Nigeria story right now. It's a bit of good news for us, for Nigerians, for football lovers all over the world. Taiwo Awoniyi is out of an induced coma and is recovering well after undergoing urgent surgery on a serious abdominal injury that could have been life-threatening. And of course, Mail Sport over there in UK revealed that the Nottingham Forest striker was receiving intensive care on Wednesday night after surgeons had started what was a complex operation for the player. Of course, that procedure has now been completed today as planned, and the player was last night being monitored at the hospital. And of course, it is understood he was awake following the surgery with his family. Awoniyi, 27, crashed into a post during Sunday's 2-2 draw with Leicester City, and following several minutes of treatment, he returned to action before being taken off. And of course, the Nigerian was rushed to the hospital after the extent of the injury was confirmed on Monday. In a previous statement, the club attacked those including Sky Sports' Gary Neville, who criticized owner Evangelos Marinakis for entering the field and appearing to remonstrate with Nuno Espirito Santo, who is the boss of Nottingham Forest, following a draw which damaged their hopes of Champions League qualification. Awoniyi could not be substituted because Forest had used their last available switch to replace Elliot Henderson with Jota Silva. And of course, in disturbing scenes, he bravely tried to carry on but was unable to move properly, with his side frantically seeking a late winner. So Taiwo Awoniyi suffered a life-threatening injury in Nottingham Forest 2-2 draw with Leicester City on Sunday. At some point, he said he could continue, but later he fell to the pitch and he had to be rushed to the hospital. And after being put in an induced coma on Monday and Tuesday, yesterday we got the good news that Awoniyi is now out of induced coma and recovering after undergoing a surgery. Away from that, a bit of a mood dampening story to a very, very good one right now. Talking about Victor Osimhen. He is the name on everyone's lips right now, except if you are a Chelsea fan and a Manchester United fan, because it's looking obvious that both of you, your club side don't have the money to sign Victor Osimhen right now. And instead of saying your club clubs I don't have money. You guys are about mounting my boy Victor Osimhen. Well, all that Osimhen has taken all of that with a pinch of salt, because Victor Osimhen delivered a wonderful performance on Wednesday night, scoring twice to lead his football club Galatasaray to a commanding 3-0 victory over Trabzonspor in the Turkish Cup final, and in the process he etched his name into the record books. Of course, the Nigerian striker who entered the match with 33 goals for the season needed just 2 more to surpass the long-standing record of 34 goals in a single campaign by a foreign player set by Brazil's Mario Jardel in the 2020-2021 season. Osimhen rose to the occasion in style, finding the net in the 46th minute and of course the 63rd minute to reach an incredible tally of 35 goals across all competition. With the brace, Osimhen not only shattered Jardel's record but also moved up Galatasaray all-time list of top scoring foreign players. His 35 goals in just 38 games now place him above Mario Jardel, though he still trails 7 other international greats in the club's history, with Romania George Hagi who remains as the top of the list with 72 goals. If Osimhen stays another season with Galatasaray, I can bet it with anyone that he will definitely surpass that goal record, by Agi. But yesterday, of course, he led Galatasaray to the Turkish Cup, victory, scoring 2 goals, for the club. So a wonderful one from Victor Osimhen. I'm talking about a club getting their hand on the trophy. Yesterday, Bologna edged out AC Milan to win the Coppa Italia, their first major trophy since 1974. Dan Ndoye scored the only goal in the Rome Stadium, Stadio Olimpico, latching onto a loose ball in the box before scoring with a shot that ended up at the back of the net. It secured Bologna a place in next season's Europa League with Milan, who have not won the Italian Cup since 2003, still uncertain of an European place. It was the first major honor for their manager, talking about Vincenzo Italiano, who lost 3 finals in the previous 2 seasons with Fiorentina. He went further to say, "We deserve this, especially as we played great tonight. It was a fantastic performance," said the 47-year-old. He went for that again by saying, "We have crowned an incredible year with the cup, which is what our fans deserve." Last summer, Italiano replaced Thiago Motta, who left Juventus as Bologna boss, and of course Juve sacked Thiago Motta in the month of March. Juventus, Inter Milan, Napoli and Lazio had won every Italian cup between them since the year 2008. So a bit of fresh air for someone to win the league, to win the cup. It's talking about the Coppa Italia in Italy. Milan manager talking about Sergio Conceição, who is under pressure with his side 8th in the Italian Serie A, said, "Right now I have a lot of thoughts about the game and what I did, what went right and what went wrong. I didn't get into football a couple of days ago. I am trying to work out what more we could have done tonight. We'll finish the season with dignity and we'll talk about my future later." But guess what? Dignity will not save him from losing his job at the end of the season if Milan doesn't get into the Champions League position. According to what we are seeing right now, they are in 8th position, far off from making it into the Champions League. And if Milan doesn't make it to the Champions League, guess what? He will be paying with his job. We still have a lot to talk about, talking about sport in the Jiffy this morning, but we'll go on a very, very, very quick break. When we come back, we'll be talking about the Italian Serie A, the Spanish La Liga, beg your pardon. Don't go anywhere.
Are you ready for the ultimate football experience? The Discovery Cup 2025 is coming to Lagos, Nigeria from the 11th to 17th of May 2025. 400 talented young players, 20 teams, and 4 top European club scouts will converge at the Inspire Sports Academy ground for 7 days of action-packed excitement. Witness the future stars of football shine on the grand stage, with every moment captured by cutting-edge AI technology. By our official tech partners, Eyeball. Join us live in Lagos or watch from around the world as the action unfolds. Powered by Zero Sports Management in collaboration with Inspire Sports Academy. Sponsored by Mobile, AVE Nigeria, Xavier Stays, LXG Entertainment, Gas Guys, iImpact Studios, and CTA Sports. Don't miss the celebration of talent, passion, and future of football.
From the greens of golf.
Welcome back to the show. Of course, this Sporting a Jiffy on 102.1 FM Impact Radio. Of course, this is the last lap of the show. Yesterday, as they would say in Nigeria, delay is not Delilah or delay is not denial, whichever one you want to say right now. Real Madrid have made sure that Barcelona did not win the Spanish La Liga yesterday after they came back from a goal down to win 2-1. Of course, FC Mallorca took the lead in the 11th minute, and Mbappe scored an equalizer in the 68th minute before Ramon scored the winning goal in the 95th minute, delaying the inevitable. I can say that for sure, because Barcelona are definitely going to win at the Spanish La Liga. And talking about the Spanish La Liga, yesterday we also saw Villarreal, make a case for them, talking about make a case for themselves, talking about qualifying for the Champions League for next season by beating CD Leganes 3 goals to nothing. Pepe scored in the 45th minute after Jose Perez has put Villarreal in the lead, courtesy of a brace in the 23rd minute and 34th minute. And of course, yesterday also, Valencia 10 games unbeaten run came to an end with a 1-0 loss away from home against Deportivo Alaves. Jordan, scoring in the 79th minute. Remember, River Jordan, probably the river was too much, for Valencia, and they swept them away. He scored in the 79th minute. Today, we'll see Barcelona play away from home against RCD Espanyol. That is the Catalan derby over there. Will Barcelona be able to get their hand on the trophy? Well, that is left to be seen. It's only a matter of time. Just like I said, the inevitable is going to happen. Talking about Barcelona lifting at the Spanish La Liga title. I'm talking about a team bottling the league title. We have to go all the way to the Dutch Eredivisie, where Ajax gifted top spot in the Eredivisie to PSV on the penultimate match day of the Eredivisie season by conceding an equalizer in the 9th minute of stoppage time against 10-men FC Groningen. Because Ajax, talking about Amsterdam Giant, Ajax captained by England midfielder Jordan Henderson, were 9 points clear at the top in mid-April with 5 games to go. Let that sink in very well. 9 points clear with 5 games to go. Needed just 2 more victories, and of course they will be crowned champions of the league. Of course, they needed just 6 points from their final 5 games to clinch a 37th Dutch title. But 2 heavy defeats and 2 draws since have allowed PSV, who beat Heracles Almelo 4-1 on Wednesday, to go 1 point ahead going into Sunday's final round of matches. Last season was Ajax's worst season since the turn of the millennium, where they finished 5th with their weakest point per game record since 1965, based on the 3 points for a win system, as they averaged just 1.65 points per game. They then turned to 36-year-old Italian Farioli, who was Nice manager last season, to make him the first foreign Ajax boss since 1998. And things were not looking good earlier in the season for Ajax, that must be said, when Ajax sacked third, 9 points behind PSV in early December. But a run of 13 wins and a draw in 14 games took them to 9 points clear at the top of the table. And of course, it appeared as if it was a matter of when they would seal the title. But a 4-0 loss at Utrecht on 20th of April seems to derail them. That followed with another draw with Sparta Rotterdam, a 3-0 loss at home to NEC Nijmegen, and now this Groningen draw has seen them lose top spot in the Dutch Eredivisie. Ajax were cruising to the title 5 games, 4 games prior to today, and of course they were 9 points ahead of PSV Eindhoven, only for them to lose 2 straight games and of course draw 2 straight games. I have a feeling that it is someone from Nigeria that plays the course on Ayers, because Ayers lost at home and probably spoiled someone's money. You know, when talking about putting your money where your mouth is, so Ayers spoiled somebody's money. So maybe that person went to one remote village in Ijebu or one remote village in Onisha and went to place a course on Ayers. Because how do you bottle a league with 5 games left and 9 points ahead of your closest rival PSV, and you lose 2 straight games? You lose 2 games and drew 2 games. I'm talking about those 2 losses. One actually came at home against NEC. Well, NEC decided to press Ayers' neck, and now the neck is spinning down. With PSV going into the last game of the season 1 point ahead of Ayers, I don't think PSV will bottle the league at this particular moment. I'm talking about something close to conclusion. Real Madrid are close to signing Dean Hodgson from Bournemouth, as his representative are expected in Madrid today to finalize the details of the Bournemouth defender's move to Real Madrid. The Spanish giant move for Hodgson is understood to be at an advanced stage, and they are considered favourite to sign the 20-year-old. They are keen for him to play in this summer's Club World Cup, with Real making contact with Bournemouth on Wednesday, and discussions are ongoing between both clubs, with personal terms also being negotiated. A number of Premier League clubs have asked to be kept informed on development around Hodgson, who is believed to have a £50 million release clause in his contract, including Chelsea, Arsenal and Liverpool. Up until now, no club had reached out to Bournemouth to let them know they are willing to pay the release clause, but Real Madrid have made the first move and are believed to be willing to pay for them. Finally, talking about news this morning, let's quickly touch base with the NBA and tell you that Boston Celtics kept their hope alive of making it to the Eastern Conference Final after they defeated New York Knicks 127-102. And of course, they were led to victory by Derek White, who had 34 points, 3 rebounds, 3 blocks, and 7 3-pointers. Of course, talking about the Eastern Conference, Celtic will be hoping that they can make it to the final of the Eastern Conference, where they will be playing against Indiana Pacers. Of course, talking about Indiana Pacers defeated talking about Cleveland Cavs 4-1 in their series to make it to the final. But they will be waiting for the winner between New York Knicks and Boston Celtics. Talking about the game between Boston Celtics and New York Knicks. New York Knicks currently lead the series 3-2. If Celtic had lost, talking about the early hours of today, it would have been Knicks versus Indiana Pacers in the final. But now Celtic have been able to keep their hope alive. With their hope be dashed when they play on Friday, well, that is left to be seen. I'm talking about dashing someone's hope. Julius Randle dashed the hope of Golden State Warriors of making it to the final of the Western Conference after he led Minnesota Timberwolves to a 121-110 victory, 121 victory over Golden State Warriors, who had 1-0. Julius Randle, I beg your pardon, had 29 points, 8 rebounds, and 5 assists in the game. And of course, Minnesota Timberwolves will be waiting. They will be waiting for the winners between Oklahoma City Thunder and Denver Nuggets. Of course, Oklahoma City Thunder lead their game against Denver Nuggets 3-2. So Timberwolves through to the Western Conference Final. We'll be waiting for Denver Nuggets. So we have Timberwolves in the final in the Western Conference and Indiana Pacers in the final for the Eastern Conference. So trust us to keep you up to date with what is happening in the world of sports, especially football, and of course the world of NBA. Hopefully, when Ayodeji Ajiboye comes on the show tomorrow, he will have good news regarding the Flying Eagles making it to the final at the expense of South Africa. I want us to play against Egypt, the host nation, so that we can beat them and they can cry in their own backyard. My name is Adeni Obafemi Falana. Until we come your way again tomorrow. Bye for now.
Are you ready for the ultimate football experience?